Hi guys, welcome back to JKT Gaming. I'm your hostess, the mostest Muffa, or Bun, and it's day 5? Day 5. And we're doing the inn. We're doing the inn? I may know the answers, and I thought that would time a little bit faster. But yes, we rolled the inn. And the reason I'm doing this really fast is because we got a special guest today. We got McBride. McBride actually can't play Minecraft with us, but they had to go to sleep while I'm doing the voiceover, so it is CVC time. But the inn has 2 blocks. We've got red nether brick, because, yeah, we went from everything is gray to bright red. Bright heckin' red. And green. Pure Christmas spirit. All in the spirit of Christmas, guys. Everything was gray. And now it's red and green. Alright, so McBride, we found a pretty pink princess outfit, and then I showed them the Ender Dragon head, so that's what they're wearing. Is that funny as hell to me? Yes. Yes, it is. And it will stay that way. I'm also very scared because my whole thing now says that there's no video there, but there's a video there, I can see it. But yeah, so we are right out the side of the cafe. This big plot of land. I figured it would be a bit bigger of a build than some of our other ones, because I do want a good number of rooms. Last year we had the inn attached to a tavern, which we do have tavern on the wheel still. We also had an actual hotel. So I'm going to go something in between, like maybe like 6 rooms. And so we're going to have like a reception area, which is its own little building, and then attached to the side, the rooms. And so McBride has not really played a lot of Minecraft. So for a lot of it, you'll see me like, here you go, here's an outline, fill it in, have fun, go for it. And then obviously out the front of the building, I put the blocks for them. Oof, excuse me. So the idea here is we're going to go red nether brick mostly on the walls, and then we're going to use moss as all the flooring inside. All completely moss. We're going to bring moss onto the outside as well with accents, with flower boxes. That's the idea. A lot of our other blocks that we go for, I literally just went like, McBride, pick a door. Or McBride, have fun. And then I just kind of built off that. So I've got some room, I'm setting up some rooms here just to get like the general layout of the building. And I think it's 5? Yeah, it's a total of 5 rooms on the bottom. And then I capped this off because this was only supposed to be 1 story. This was supposed to be a 1-story building. And then we discussed it. We're like, okay, let's go higher. Let's go up. So now I'm trying to figure out how to make this to go up. Thankfully the hallway down here is really wide. It's really large. And it's going to get a lot smaller when we go up. It will be only a 2 wide hallway instead of, I think it's a 4 right now. A little platform and then go up again. And McBride hasn't played a lot of Minecraft. They played a little bit of survival, and they got to, I think, the Iron Age, and nothing above that. They didn't really go do a lot of deep dive caving. They did digging. They don't do any redstone, and I don't think they even went to hell, to the nether. So they're a little bit lost with a lot of the blocks we're using. And I quickly taught them how to fly and use creative. Yeah, here, so I'm just kind of like putting up basically like the 4 posts of the building. And see, we've got off to the left, we've got what will be reception, our hallway with our rooms, and then we're going to do 2 rooms on top that are a lot larger. In the end, we ended up calling them suites. And I think there's also a linen closet upstairs, I recall. Just to make that math. Because it was making me unhappy that it was uneven. Probably could have brought it. And there's also like a tiny little staff room in the back. There's not much there. There you go. I am using some nether brick. As you can see, regular nether brick. It makes the red hurt my eyes less. And we've also got a tiny little side door. I think this is where McBride is now choosing a door. I told them to type in door and pick what they liked. So they're going to pick out the doors. I thought they were only going to pick one. They ended up picking one for the outside doors and one for the inside doors. I also showed them the dragon egg. It was very entertaining. They were very confused. Basically, so I believe it's crimson wood they ended up going with. Yep, crimson wood for the outside. Which, again, it does offset our red. It brings more red in, it makes it look nice, we're okay. And cherry wood. They decided to bring the cherry wood trees in. Cherry wood doors. So I try to keep that theme of what woods they chose throughout the whole build. Just to make it a little bit more consistent. And my god. This build is probably it is definitely one of the largest we've done so far. We are only on day 5, but I feel like this is definitely going to be one of the largest. I don't want to go really big this year, as I said. We're going for mostly cozy, tiny vibes. The kennel was tiny, the library, the cafe, small, cozy, tiny vibes. But for the most part, most of the rooms in this building are much like, here's your outline, go. And we just let McBride have full reign, so you'll see the camera focusing on them a lot. Well, you're just going to see my little body off in the background, zooming around, building all of reception while they decide what to do with the room. So there's your little window into that. Because I also didn't, I wasn't with them, I was in them with them in a call while we were building. So you'll see me chop back and forth and go, yep, this is how this works. This is how you do that. Or there are beds. And I think at one point I also said you need a chest and a crafting table when they asked what should be in the room. I was like, you need a bed, a desk, and a chest or a crafting table or something. Now you can see me bringing in the mauve. I also tried to bring bamboo wood in because I really like the way bamboo looks with the cherry blossom in general, and I decided against it. We just had too many wood types and it hurt my eyes after a while. Hi Rex. The handsome boy is here. He's telling me it's bedtime. It is very late. Oh, and yes, they found out beds are bouncy. I came over to also play on the bouncy bed and we had a good laugh. Beds are bouncy. That is probably one of my favorite things that were ever added, just like a silly little side feature. Beds being bouncy. And we do come back, we change out the ceiling. So we've been doing in a lot of our builds, the ceiling doesn't stay whatever the roof is. The library changed. Actually, I don't think a lot of it did change. I'm thinking back on it, the only one we did as ceiling is the library. I am trying to do that more where the ceiling does change from the roof, just because I think it adds a little bit more depth to the building, but not always. There we go. I gave McBride their window so that they knew where their wall is. They also put a lantern up there. That lantern does end up moving though. So I said we're going to put a ceiling in, so we cannot attach it to the ceiling anymore. So they go through, they look at the other rooms to make sure they're the same size, and then they found reception. They had a good laugh. We will take a tour of reception later. Reception is going to be a really big surprise. As we've moved, I'm playing with roofs. We're going for peaking. We're straight up peak. We're doing cobble deep slate inset and another brick on the outside as a trim. I decided that I've committed to the bit with everything being gray. I've accepted my fate. I'm going to cry later, probably by the fact that everything is gray. I've committed! So I'm now just cozy drab thought, yes, Rags, but you don't like sitting with me. Why you want on my life? You don't like sitting with me. I'll pet you though, Rags. Yeah, so this one's going to peak. I don't actually know what direction we're facing. I believe this is northwest. The reception is going to peak that way. And then it will rotate 90 degrees and go the northwest, north-south. And then on the rest of the roof it will rotate and we will go east-west. Hey, what's wrong, Rags? What's wrong? Do you need me to pick you up? You need me to pick you up? You want uppies, old man? Yep, and my phone went off. But, alright, we now have Regs. But, there we go. McBride's now downstairs. They're trying to copy over those rooms into every single one. And I'm, as I said, playing with the roofs. I wanted the hallway on the top to be thinner, as we saw. So I'm bringing that roof so it has that little bit of like a shelf, a roof shelf. Just to like make the building look one big building instead of two buildings that are awkwardly attached. I'm also bringing up the walls here, so McBride, once again, they're going to design all the rooms. I do the linen closet. All of the hotel, all the end rooms are done by them, except for like me playing with a few little things. God. This shelf I changed so many times though, because like I brought it out one, and then I brought it in one, and then I brought it out one, and then I had to change the height of it. It was making me mad. It was making me so mad. I think in the end also the front door ends up moving to the back because I try to line something up and the door is just not, it's not making happy noises. I could have probably raised the door and like brought it in on that stairway, but I ended up not. I got Brad's now on the second floor. They've joined us. Regs, I don't know what your deal is. But to add more depth to the building, I'm now adding windows that come out. I don't know what these are called. Like, but they just kind of like pop out from the rest of the wall. So if the wall's inset, the windows pop out. And it just gives that depth. And I try to bring that window design down a little bit. They don't pop out, but just like they line up. And that's why that door has to move later on. Hi, Regs. Yep. Oh, and the horsey's here too now, guys. Middle of the night, all the animals are. You leave the cat alone. You can be here. You can be a good boy, but don't be mean to the cat. You can both have a hand while I talk into the microphone. My goodness, cats. One needy old man, one baby boy who needs all the attention. Alright, so McBride, we're playing with it and they want to do a big bay window. I was like, well, you can make a balcony. And they fell in love with that idea, so they made a giant balcony with a bay window. Oh, we will get a better look at that balcony in a second. I'll turn the camera. I feel like these rooms are really empty though. These suite rooms are like just a lot of space. Hello, Regs. Hello. Hello, my baby boy. Yeah, they got some patio furniture on that balcony. They were looking at colors and trying to figure out what the best looked like, quote-unquote, patio furniture. And I'm like, it's birch. It's birch. It's always going to be birch. People hate birch, but it's always the answer somehow. And I don't know why. Yes, handsome boy. There we go. If you notice that the colors are different, every single room has a sign. And they have color-coded all of the rooms. And it's very funny. And they tried to put a door here in the balcony, and they did not like how it did not connect to glass panes. I was like, no, we don't connect to any half blocks, but there are actual glass blocks, so I think they did go find them eventually. They were having a little bit trouble with the search bar. If you've ever had to use the search bar in Minecraft and you don't know what the name of the block is you're looking for, it's a pane. Literal pane, not just a glass pane. So if they didn't know a block existed and they didn't scroll through the tabs, I didn't know about it. So there's a lot of them saying things that I'm just kind of like, yep, that's there. You just gotta, yep, that's a thing. You can do that, or it's called a certain item. I just noticed I hope I fixed that hole in the roof. I'm pretty sure I do. Oh, yes, this is a very entertaining moment because they were having trouble with a lantern. They thought it had to hang, and I'm just like, you can just place one. and that was a whole conversation. They saw me hang the lantern and they assumed it was a ceiling block only, and it blew their little mind, and it was very funny, very, very entertaining. And I've got end rods in the ceiling, in the second hallway up here. Across these giant popped out windows, they look like little curtain rods, or support beams even, and they do also light the whole hallway, which is really nice. Yes, Rags, it is very nice, isn't it? Debating it, there's a lot of counting. There was some reason a debate because the rooms here are flipped, so the doors are both like centered. That there's a lot of current count arguments. I counted these when I laid it out. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 10. It's 10. It was 10. It was just because the room is flipped, everyone's brain broke. Yeah, so here's our balcony. You can see a bit better. And then I think I came over and I shortened it. Or I shortened it earlier, I think. And they were trying to make it look nice. So they found trapdoors. It is nice. I like the trapdoors. I wish it wasn't a cha-cha. But honestly, the vibe's still there. No, Regs, you cannot be on my desk. You're a very handsome old man, but you cannot be on the desk. You can be on my lap and you can be on the chair. No desk for kitties. And while McBride's playing with the balcony and I came by, I took away the full blocks and I changed these to stairs. And then I made supports for them. Were they confused? Yes. And then I explained how walls worked. And they worked like panes, and they were happy with this explanation. If you don't know in creative mode, if you middle click a block, it will automatically appear in your inventory. And this is the first thing I taught them, was if there's a block you see. Because I also had like the different forms of nether brick and moss sitting on the floor in front of the building. I think you can still kind of see them. Hi guys! That they could just middle click it to pick it up instead of searching. Because nether is a hard thing to spell. They also didn't want to touch stairs. They could not figure out how to get them to direction. They can do up, they couldn't do down. And I don't blame them. Upside down stairs are a bitch. But yeah, so they did a good job. Honestly, I'm not mad at this room. It's, again, a lot of empty space, but it is a suite, so it makes sense. Big empty space for activities that we're not going to question goes down in hotel rooms. Or it ends. Alright, I came back to fix these stairs. This balcony is the source of the counting problems. As you can see, I'm sitting here counting now. Like, I'm paranoid. I said it's wrong. It can't be wrong. I'm not wrong. And the problem is that we were both counting because the balcony is not perfectly centered. We were counting like they were both facing the same way when they are flipped, and that was the source of our problems. That was the source of all our problems, was the balcony is flipped. And I also put some buttons here. This is just to keep spawning off, honestly. One corner was off and I didn't want one light outside just to fix a corner, so I just put the buttons down. Riggs, you're being a nuisance. You can go sit on the floor again. Shitty kitty cat. Go to bed, cat. It is almost midnight, guys. This cat will not go to bed. But honestly, so far, you can see now I'm starting in the higher roof. And there's a lot of me tearing and putting this back up. I am very angry at this little pop-out windows I've made. They make the roof harder. I do end up making it work eventually. It's just sometimes when you change the building out of just a basic square, roofs get 100% harder. Not always, but a lot of the time. Alright, so I've come to move the balcony because we're not smart. The reason I moved the balcony is because of the stairs. they had to come fix their own benches, but I just moved the balcony. Actual balcony. It works. And yes, we do, this whole building's lit up, as I said. The hallway's done by end rods. Downstairs you will see later. Because as I said, McBride's doing this. You can see me running around in the background. We'll see reception later. We'll see the downstairs hallway later. And I'm now going to encase McBride. They've gone back downstairs because we missed a room. There's the far room. We just didn't because we had to get up in the middle of recording. And we're like, oh, we're done downstairs, and walked up. I'm like, no, we're not. No, we're not. We missed a room. And I'm glad we noticed before we continued. But while they do the last room, I come up to do the roof. Again, it's just straight up peaked with little tiny peaks over the windows. This whole month is just going to be a gray month. And I've accepted it. We're going to be in cozy gray vibes. And I think the weather here where I live accepted it because for the past 3 days it's been straight up fog. Like fog so bad that you can't see the cars. It's nasty outside. I can't see the end of the block. I can't see the bridge that I see constantly. It just disappears into the ghost smoke. And it's terrifying. Cool as shit, but terrifying. Where am I? Where did I go? Oh, I'm playing with the storage room. Because about halfway through this build, I realized peaked roofs means there's a big old crawl space. And I didn't want to bring the walls all the way up. So there's essentially now an attic in the inn, which I think is funny. And again, I just give an outline. McBride starts to fill it in while I finish the roof. And I'm like, you have free... I gave them free reign in the attic. They could do whatever they wanted. So when we get to that, it is just as much as a surprise to me as it is to you folks. I think at one point I do have to break it in because they're like, there's a hole in the attic, and I'm like, where? Also, me doing math. I hate crenellations sometimes. Or not crenellations, peaks. Because they're so nice, but they're such a pain. And now that this is coming together more, again, it's very gray. I do come out and stop the same block bullet business. I put some random other blocks in there in the roof to break up the pattern, and it does look a lot better than that. As McBride finishes the attic, I am on the back of the building. I'm putting some flower boxes by the balconies. I forgot to move the camera. I thought I did, and then I think I look over as I go back out front, and I'm like, oh, the camera's not moved. Oops. Oh shit. And this is where we're talking about the hole in the attic, and I have to go fix it. You know, I am trying to bring more of that second block. That's a problem we've had when you have 2 blocks. Usually we see a lot of one and not as much of the other. So I am trying to bring some moss outside with window boxes in the back, and I'm going to bring some window boxes in the front. But I feel like this one did a really good job of it. Like, we did a good job. Maybe I could have done moss roofs, but I wanted that peak. Here's the nice moss front. Again, trying to keep the wood types that we have in play already without adding more. I think I do add 1 or 2 spruce ones just for the bottom of flower boxes. There you go. Nice little flower box. I use Lily of the Valleys because those are my favorite, and I do also use oh, what's that sniffer flower? I gave McBride free reign on the floor ones. It's there are flowers in this tab. Have at ye. I don't try to overdo flower boxes. I wish I did more leaf flower boxes instead of mossy ones, but point is moss, so we're going to go moss. I also have some fun. I found the cherry blossoms, and since we have a lot of cherry in our build, as well as crimson, I did try to keep it, and here I am fixing the roof with the little dots. It looks better. Because again, It's a little bit more patchwork. It's a little bit more lived in. There is just a spider chilling on the side of the map, and I don't know what is up with it. It's not a spider, it's McBride's head, never mind. I thought that was a spider. It was the dragon head, leg, mouth, and I thought they were spider legs. Oh god, I'm going crazy. And there we go. And yes, you can see the big window I have in the front of reception now with the banner curtains. I hope you guys like those. It is very good. Alright, so here it is. McBride's going to run inside. They're gonna have some fun. It's definitely something. You can also see a little bit of tomorrow's build because I had to start it while I was waiting for McBride. I am busy. It's a nice build. We've got layered roofs. They're fantastic. They came out way nicer than I thought I would. And then here we got reception, moss floor, really pink ceilings. They wanted pink. I gave them the 2 color choices. They picked pink. This one doesn't have a ceiling though. It's just a little staff room. We've got the green room. See, as I said, the lantern moved down onto that little bedside table they've made, which is all color coordinated. The blue room is this one. I think the other one's the light blue room. And this is the yellow room. Totally not the dog piss room. Not at all. This is our little fire door that I moved to the back. And the second floor, that was our storage room. We've got the purple rooms with the balcony. Beautiful. Eventually we will get more of the cityscape. And we've got the pink room, our little wall. We've got little benches in the corners, and our storage room, little linen closet. And this is my first time seeing this as well. And well, I guess this is what they chose, and it's kind of terrifying. And I told them they can stay up here, leaving them in the attic. They can have fun with that. But honestly, I'm very happy with this. It was a good build. And a very nice one too. So I'll see you all next week. I hope you have a good time. Or tomorrow. Bye folks. We'll see you then.